Okay, this is from the book Best of the West in Art, Movies, and Music by me, Pete Rogers. We're on page 185. This section here, we're still in the chapter on books and movies. These are best Christian books. Now, when I say these are the best Christian books, what I'm really talking about, these are the best Christian books for like a person being introduced to Christianity to read. Of course, the Bible, okay, and they should read Genesis and they should read the Gospels. Those are the two minimum things you should read. There's more to read, but those are the two minimum. The Case for Christ is the best introduction to apologetics, defense of Christianity that you'll find, okay? Jesus was a real historical person. He's documented in the Roman histories and the histories of Josephus, etc., etc. Okay, the next book is Mere Christianity, to get just a common sense understanding of Christianity and its role in life. And then the best art book ever made is by me, the best summary of the Christian music by me, best Christian art, best Christian songs. Okay, now some people say, well, what about this book? What about this book of apologetics? What about this book which rewrites the Old Testament? What about this book which challenges the different versions of the Bible? I've read those books, and I find them interesting, but I don't think they really matter for other people. A regular person, they're interested in Christianity because of the story of the life of Christ, okay? They're interested in Christianity because the story of the Ten Commandments and how that affects morality and Genesis and all that other related stuff, okay? I also, Pascal's wager, just that section also, I should have included that. But that makes a person sense the appeal of Christianity. And then you just watch it, you study it, and you get this feeling in your heart, this is right, and you go with it. The aesthetic appeal is off the charts magnificent. I also think that's very good for a person. If they're interested down the road, they can read the dogma and stuff. But all through history, most people are functional illiterates. That's never going to change. So you can't really expect them to read too much. The Catholics for over 1,000 years, they educated people, especially by pictures and stuff like that. So I think that's a good thing. The aesthetic appeal of Christianity is off the charts magnificent. There's nothing even 5% as good. Okay, some of the best Christian movies. It's a Wonderful Life is the best all-around family Christmas movie. I love that movie. Christmas Carol, awesome Christmas movie. Okay, Jesus of Nazareth, that's the best of the... I'll show you pictures of these in a second. But Jesus of Nazareth, that's the best of the Life of Jesus movies. There's a whole bunch of them. That's the best one. Agony and the Ecstasy, Charlton Heston, Rex Harrison, about Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel and the paintings as well, and the Stanza Signatura, Pietà. And Rex Harrison was Pope Julius, my favorite pope. He's the guy who made great things happen. Ten Commandments, directed by Cecil DeMille, starring Charlton Heston as Moses, magnificent. Ben-Hur, also starring Charlton Heston. He's in a lot of the greatest movies of all time. Boys Town with Spencer Tracy, Mickey Rooney. The Bells of St. Mary's with Bing Crosby. All this stuff is great. Many modern young people have never seen a place like St. Mary's. I'm lucky that I got to go to Catholic school for a while. It's a different world compared to go to public school. It's so much better. It's not even funny. Sister Superior, there must always be a St. Mary's. Yeah, it's a good place for kids. It's a safe environment compared to the craziness of the public schools. Okay, Amadeus. These are the two best movies ever about artistic creativity. Amadeus, Agony and the Ecstasy. Anybody who's wants to be a young artist or musician, anybody should see those movies just for they sort of turbo boost creativity. Sergeant York, good Gary Cooper action movie. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, it's the best Christian comedy. Pinocchio is the best Christian animated film. For animated films, I also would include Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the old version. Back when Walt Disney was Christian, nowadays it's atheistic. It's a disaster nowadays. It's satanic. Okay, let's see what else. Some of the best comedies. I could have included more here. I think I made this little chapter as an add-on at the last minute because there's a lot of other comedies that are great. So besides Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Caddyshack, of course, Scrooge, Trading Places with Eddie Murphy was magnificent. Stripes was really good. Animal House, all that stuff is great. They're not necessarily Christian in the religious sense, but they come out of a Christian culture. They're magnificent. So here's Boys Town, the type of movie I watched when I was a kid. Here is Cecil B. DeMille's Ten Commandments with Yul Brynner as the Pharaoh and Charlton Heston as Moses. Ben-Hur with Charlton Heston as Moses. I'm sorry, with Charlton Heston as Ben-Hur. Quo Vadis, magnificent book, magnificent movie. The Case for Christ, this is the Lee Strobel book. It's also a DVD movie. It's also available on audio CD book. It's great. That's really, this is, every Christian should read that book. That's an all-time masterpiece. Everybody should read it. Even if you're non-Christian, that's the book you should read to understand Christianity. It's the best one by far. There's lots of other ones. I've read a bunch of other ones, but they're long and they get too much into dogma. The reality is most people don't really care about dogma. And in the end, it doesn't really matter that much. You know, who gives a rat's tail if the communion wafer is literal or figurative, okay? Who cares? All right, Joseph Fiennes, the movie Risen, about the crucifixion from the point of view of the Romans. Miracle on 34th Street, okay? Maureen O'Hara, John Payne, all right. Christmas Carol with Scrooge, magnificent. You know, the Scrooge comedy with Bill Murray is magnificent. I love the Bill Murray Groundhog Day comedy as well. It's a Wonderful Life, Jimmy Stewart, okay, Donna Reed. One of the all-time best movies. Everybody should watch it. The whole family together should watch that movie. Okay, Mel Gibson's The Passion. That's good, but Jesus and Nazareth is much better. But The Passion is good. Les Miserables. I saw all the different versions of Les Mis. I saw like 4 different versions. I loved it. It's a good book for learning French. I was trying to learn French when I was all into that. Here's Jesus and Nazareth with Franco Zeffirelli. Get an Italian in there. He'll do a better job with the story of Christ, okay? The Italians, they get Catholicism, okay? Jesus and Nazareth, it's great. It's fantastic. Okay, and then there's a whole bunch of more recent ones, and they're good. I like all this stuff. You know, God is dead, God's not dead. The Chronicles of Narnia stuff, you know, Aslan, symbolic Christ, the Savior. The Wizard of Oz. All right, these are just some of the movies. The focus wasn't really on the movies. That's it for today. Next time we come back, I'll do the Greeks and the Romans. Hope you found that helpful.